In 2020, a violent storm in New Jersey tore down power lines near a railway. The area lost electricity. In India, heavy rains caused floodwaters to rise to platform level. As a result, trains looked more like they were sailing than rolling by. Don't worry, nothing's wrong with this train. What you're seeing isn't the aftermath of a terrible crash, but a movie set.
Не лезь, не лезь. А этот только сейчас дошел. Этот уже догоняет. Вот сейчас бы мужика.
The Flying Scotsman is still running on UK railways. It's the most famous steam locomotive in the world, and it's now 102 years old.
Wow, here she comes. Quick, fast. Believe me.
Cześć, bo się film nagrywa, pewnie na YouTubie będzie.
Japan has several suspended monorail systems. Shonan is one of them. It's hard to believe, but this line has been in operation since 1970. It's 6.6 kilometers long.
消防本部からのお知らせです。ただいま春の火災予防運動が実施されております。車内
お待たせいたしました。本日も湘南モノレールをご利用いただきましてありがとうございます。この電車は湘南江ノ島行きです。
This experiment in the Czech Republic clearly shows that even at low speeds, trains pose a serious threat to drivers. In Pittsburgh, a damaged section of track caused a news is that the containers had nothing dangerous, just mouthwash and dog food.
Nothing more dangerous or volatile than dog food and mouthwash. But as cleanup crews began
Still, due to their weight, the site had to be secured and nearby roads shut down.
But the railroad has said in the past it would cover all damage.
Reporting live, Bob Allen, KDKA TV Morning News.
Caught on camera, a train derailment in Shiner, Texas, nearly 2 hours east of San Antonio. A KENS 5 viewer just sent us video and photos of the scene. Right now, we are working to get more information on what caused that accident. No word on injuries.
It might look like something's wrong with this train, but it's actually doing its job just fine. This is a rail grinder, used to smooth out bumps and fix defects in the tracks. It's not just helicopters that fight forest fires. Trains can do it too. In 2018, a special firefighting train was used to hold back the flames in California's forests. The production of this aircraft is spread out across several cities. That's why the fuselages are transported by train from Kansas to Washington for final assembly. In California, a semi-truck collided with a freight train. Luckily for the driver, everything turned out okay, as the train was on a loading line and moving slowly.
As you can see, that big rig was hit by a train. We're still waiting to learn how this happened. Maple Avenue is closed right now between Jensen and Vine Avenue. Now, this is a developing story. We will continue to bring you updates right here on Great Day, as well as on our website, kmbh.com.
This video shows what happened to a locomotive after spending a night in extreme winter conditions. Yes, this train is traveling on water, but not because of a flood. This is Lake Berlinskoye in Russia. The salt concentration here is extremely high, over 200 grams per liter. The train is actually being used to harvest salt. In 2020, a smoking ghost train was spotted rolling through Germany. There was no one at the helm. Luckily, the ride didn't last long, and the fire was put out in time. Sometimes, snow piles up so high on the tracks that it takes special equipment to clear it, but this locomotive powers through all on its own. This footage shows the test of a subway braking system. As you see, it didn't go as planned. This moose turned into a test of patience for the train operator. At a subway station in Japan, a sudden and shocking light show broke out. Hanoi is known not just for its wild traffic, but also for this railroad.
Oh great, now I gotta stay in my car.
Disaster almost struck at this railroad crossing.
Такой первый раз.
The railway that runs through the English town of Dawlish is one of the most scenic in the world. It hugs the Atlantic coast, and powerful waves often crash against the train cars.
stacked up derailed train cars.
In Pennsylvania, 15 rail cars carrying various types of cargo derailed. Fortunately, the only car that spilled its load on the ground wasn't carrying anything hazardous. Still, 86 tons of silicon pellets were released into the environment.
Toxic chemicals were leaking. 5 cars were carrying liquid urea, which is used for